Welcome back to Everyday Harvest. If you're looking for the smartest crops to plant in July, today's video could save you from missing out on some of the most productive harvests of the year. Many gardeners assume that by July the planting season is winding down, but that's far from the truth. In fact, some crops perform better when planted in midsummer because they thrive in warm soil, grow quickly, and can provide fresh harvests long after spring-planted vegetables have slowed down. The gardeners who know this secret continue harvesting baskets of fresh food while everyone else is wondering why their gardens seem empty. Today, we're covering 5 crops you'll deeply regret not planting in July. These are reliable, productive, beginner-friendly crops that can transform your garden from average to abundant. Make sure you stay until the end because the final crop is one of the easiest and most rewarding vegetables you can grow. July presents unique opportunities in the garden. The soil is warm, seed germination is often faster than in spring, and many pests that attack young seedlings are less active than they were earlier in the season. Warm temperatures encourage rapid growth, allowing many crops to mature surprisingly quickly. Gardeners who take advantage of this window often enjoy harvests that extend well into autumn. Whether you're working with raised beds, containers, small backyard plots, or large homesteads, these crops can fit into almost any growing space. The first crop you'll deeply regret not planting in July is bush beans. Bush beans are one of the fastest and most productive vegetables you can grow during midsummer. Many gardeners focus heavily on spring bean plantings and forget that beans can be planted again in July for a fresh and vigorous harvest. Warm soil temperatures allow bean seeds to germinate rapidly, often emerging within a week. Their quick growth means you'll be harvesting tender pods in as little as 50 to 60 days. One of the greatest advantages of bush beans is their ability to provide a substantial harvest from a relatively small area. A modest patch can produce pounds of crisp, delicious beans that are perfect for fresh eating, freezing, canning, and sharing with friends and neighbors. Unlike pole beans, bush beans don't require trellises or complicated support systems, making them ideal for gardeners looking for simplicity and efficiency. Bush beans also improve your soil. As legumes, they work with beneficial bacteria to capture nitrogen from the atmosphere and convert it into a form plants can use. This natural process helps enrich the soil and benefits future crops. Even if your primary goal is harvesting beans, you're simultaneously improving the health of your garden. To achieve the best results, plant bush bean seeds about 1 inch deep and space them according to the variety's recommendations. Choose a location that receives full sunlight for at least 6 to 8 hours daily. Keep the soil consistently moist during germination and early growth. Once established, bush beans are relatively drought-tolerant, but consistent watering will improve yields and pod quality. Many gardeners are amazed by how quickly bush beans grow in July. The warm weather accelerates development, leading to strong plants loaded with blossoms and pods. If you've harvested garlic, onions, or early potatoes, bush beans are an excellent replacement crop for those empty spaces. Every week you delay planting means fewer harvest opportunities before cooler weather arrives. The second crop you'll deeply regret not planting in July is carrots. While many people associate carrots with spring planting, July is actually an excellent time to sow carrots for a sweet autumn harvest. Warm soil promotes quick germination, and the cooling temperatures of late summer and fall help develop exceptional flavor. In fact, carrots exposed to cooler weather often become sweeter as they convert starches into sugars. Carrots are among the most rewarding root vegetables because they store well and provide months of fresh food. A single planting can yield an impressive amount of nutritious produce packed with vitamins, minerals, and natural sweetness. Homegrown carrots often taste dramatically better than store-bought versions because they can be harvested at peak freshness. Successful carrot growing starts with proper soil preparation. Carrots need loose, well-drained soil free of rocks and large clumps. Compact soil can cause roots to fork, twist, or become stunted. Before planting, loosen the soil deeply and remove obstacles that could interfere with root development. Carrot seeds are tiny and require careful watering during germination. Keep the soil consistently moist but not waterlogged. Many gardeners place a board or a piece of burlap over newly planted rows to help retain moisture until seedlings emerge. Once sprouts appear, immediately remove the covering and ensure the young plants receive adequate sunlight. One reason July planted carrots perform so well is that many common spring challenges are reduced. The warmer soil speeds germination, allowing seedlings to establish more quickly. As the season progresses, cooler temperatures create crisp, flavored roots. By autumn, you'll be pulling beautiful carrots from the soil while many gardeners are wishing they had planted them weeks earlier. Carrots are also ideal for succession planting. You can sow short rows every few weeks to create a continuous supply throughout the season. This strategy prevents overwhelming harvests while ensuring fresh carrots remain available for months. If you've never tried growing carrots in July, you may be surprised by both the quality and quantity of the harvest.
The third crop you'll deeply regret not planting in July is zucchini. Many gardeners think zucchini is only a spring crop, but July planting can provide outstanding results. Because zucchini grows rapidly and produces heavily, a midsummer planting can supply fresh squash well into autumn. In fact, planting zucchini in July often helps avoid some of the disease and pest pressures that affect earlier plantings. Zucchini has earned a reputation as one of the most productive vegetables in the garden. A few healthy plants can generate an astonishing amount of food. It's not uncommon for gardeners to find themselves searching for creative recipes or sharing excess harvests with neighbors because the plants produce so abundantly. Warm soil temperatures give zucchini a tremendous advantage in July. Seeds germinate quickly, plants establish rapidly, and growth can seem explosive. Within a matter of weeks, large leaves begin covering the ground and bright yellow flowers appear. Soon afterward, the first fruits start developing. For best results, plant zucchini in full sun and provide rich, fertile soil. Incorporating compost before planting can significantly improve growth and yields. Water deeply and consistently, especially during hot weather. Mulching around plants helps retain soil moisture and suppress weeds while keeping fruits cleaner. Pollination is essential for zucchini production. Bees and other pollinators transfer pollen between flowers, enabling fruit development. Planting flowers nearby can help attract pollinators and increase productivity. If pollinator activity appears low, hand pollination can be used to ensure successful fruit set. One reason gardeners regret skipping zucchini is its incredible versatility in the kitchen. Young fruits can be grilled, sautéed, baked, stuffed, spiralized into noodles, or added to soups and casseroles. Even zucchini flowers are edible and considered a delicacy in many cuisines. July-planted zucchini often enters peak production just as earlier spring crops begin declining. This timing helps maintain steady garden productivity and ensures continued harvests throughout late summer. Missing the opportunity to plant zucchini now could mean missing months of delicious homegrown food. The fourth crop you'll deeply regret not planting in July is cucumbers. Few vegetables capture the taste of summer quite like fresh cucumbers. Crisp, refreshing, and highly productive, cucumbers thrive in warm conditions and can produce impressive harvests when planted during midsummer. Many gardeners mistakenly assume it's too late for cucumbers in July, but warm soil temperatures actually create ideal growing conditions. Seeds germinate rapidly, vines grow vigorously, and flowering often begins sooner than expected. With proper care, you'll be harvesting cucumbers in just a few short weeks. Cucumbers are particularly valuable because they offer multiple uses. Fresh slicing cucumbers are perfect for salads, sandwiches, and snacks, while pickling varieties can be preserved for enjoyment long after the growing season ends. A successful cucumber planting can provide both immediate harvests and pantry supplies for the future. Choose a sunny location with fertile, well-drained soil. Cucumbers appreciate consistent moisture, especially during flowering and fruit development. Irregular watering can lead to bitter fruits or reduced production. Mulching helps maintain stable soil moisture and supports healthier plants. Trellising cucumbers provides several advantages. Vertical growing saves space, improves air circulation, reduces disease risks, and makes harvesting easier. Even gardeners with limited space can enjoy excellent cucumber harvests using simple trellis systems.
One of the most exciting aspects of cucumber growing is the speed of production. Under favorable conditions, vines can grow several inches in a single day. Before long, flowers appear throughout the plants, followed by clusters of developing fruits. Regular harvesting encourages continued production and helps prevent fruits from becoming oversized. Homegrown cucumbers consistently outperform store-bought versions in flavor and freshness. The difference is especially noticeable when fruits are harvested and eaten on the same day. Their crisp texture and refreshing taste make them one of the highlights of the summer garden. By planting cucumbers in July, you're taking advantage of the season's warmth and extending your harvest window. Waiting too long can reduce the time available for productive growth before cooler temperatures arrive. That's why experienced gardeners often make cucumbers a priority crop for midsummer planting. The fifth crop you'll deeply regret not planting in July is kale. While kale may not receive the same excitement as tomatoes or cucumbers, it is one of the most valuable crops you can grow for long-term productivity. July planting allows kale to establish during warm weather and mature as temperatures begin cooling. The result is tender, flavorful leaves that often become sweeter after exposure to cooler conditions. Kale is remarkably resilient and continues producing when many other crops are fading. Depending on your climate, a July planting can provide harvests through autumn and sometimes well into winter. This extended productivity makes kale one of the best investments of garden space available. Nutritionally, kale is a powerhouse. It's packed with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and fiber. Growing your own ensures access to fresh, nutrient-dense greens whenever you need them. A few plants can supply an impressive quantity of leaves over an extended period. Kale grows best in full sun to partial shade and appreciates fertile soil enriched with compost. Consistent watering supports vigorous growth, especially during establishment. Once mature, kale becomes surprisingly tolerant to challenging conditions and continues producing despite temperature fluctuations. Harvesting kale is simple. Remove the outer leaves while allowing the center growing point to remain intact. This cut-and-come-again approach encourages continuous production for months. Many gardeners are surprised by how much food a single kale plant can generate over its lifespan. Another major advantage of kale is its versatility. Leaves can be used fresh in salads, blended into smoothies, added to soups, sautéed as a side dish, baked into chips, or incorporated into countless recipes. Its adaptability makes it a practical crop for gardeners seeking both nutrition and productivity. As autumn approaches, kale often becomes one of the garden's star performers. Cooler temperatures enhance flavor and texture, transforming already nutritious leaves into something truly exceptional. Gardeners who skip July kale planting frequently find themselves wishing they had taken advantage of the opportunity when they see others harvesting fresh greens late in the season.
When you look at these 5 crops together, bush beans, carrots, zucchini, cucumbers, and kale, you'll notice a common theme. They all thrive when planted in warm summer soil. They provide excellent yields, and they help extend the productivity of your garden beyond the traditional spring planting season. Each one offers unique benefits, yet all share the ability to transform empty garden spaces into productive food-producing areas. July is often viewed as a maintenance month in the garden, but experienced growers know it's also one of the best times for strategic planting. Empty beds left behind by harvested crops represent valuable opportunities. Every unused space is potential food that could be growing instead. By planting these crops now, you're maximizing the productivity of your garden and increasing your total harvest for the year. Another advantage of July planting is the ability to spread harvests across a longer period. Rather than receiving everything at once, succession planting creates a steady flow of fresh produce. This approach reduces waste, improves kitchen convenience, and keeps the garden productive for months.
Remember that gardening success doesn't require perfection. Even small plantings can provide meaningful harvests. Whether you have room for a few containers on a patio or several large garden beds, these crops can reward your effort with fresh, delicious food. The key is taking action while the planting window remains open. If you've been waiting for the perfect moment to plant something new, This is it. Warm soil, long days, and favorable growing conditions create opportunities that won't last forever. Every day that passes shortens the growing season and reduces the time available for these crops to reach their full potential. Thank you for watching Everyday Harvest. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest gardening tips, planting guides, and harvest secrets. Tell us in the comments which of these 5 crops you're planting this July and what you're most excited to harvest. We love hearing about your gardening successes and learning from our amazing community. Until next time, keep growing, keep harvesting, and keep turning every corner of your garden into a source of abundance.